Microsoft really did it.
Intel's gonna give you that hellacious fire.
And AMD, oh boy, this is the biggest screw up I've seen from them ever. This is
so rough.
This is horrible. Let's get into hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Monday, October 16th, 2023. Reece and I are coming off a celebration. Springboks just won in the quarterfinals.
Let's go!
Oh, we're going to play England, who we beat last World Cup in the finals. I'm excited about that. And you guys should also be excited because I have the Yummy Deal Masters.
It arrived.
I have to wear it. Oh, every episode for the rest of the year. Why did I bet against our audience? I don't understand why
you made a bad bet there.
Past Brett was very ridiculous. I will say that.
Look at that.
You will forever be emblazoned on my stomach.
Who's that guy?
You're not on my chest. Yummy Deal Masters on my chest.
Yeah.
You're on my stomach.
Just gotta get that tattooed now. Like, no regrets, kind of.
Is that the next year's Cannonball, like, financial incentive? Like, if we hit $100,000, Brett gets Yummy Deal Master right here?
Right across the chest.
Like, oh my goodness.
Well, it has to be a really bad font as well.
That's likely what Phil Spencer is going to be doing. Just Activision Blizzard King right across his chest right now, because it's been official. As of Friday, Microsoft now owns $69 billion deal closing on the Activision Blizzard acquisition, also including King, who owns mobile apps, but that closing out, and they now have the whole company. They have the money.
Suite.
They don't have the money. They gave the money away. Anyways, they released this video showing off the fact that they did acquire them. It was very self-congratulatory.
One of those.
It was one of those videos. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst thing I've seen. It's not Apple with the Mother Nature skit, but it was definitely like, hey, we did it.
Look at us.
But with that, good news of the CEO of Blizzard actually is going to be leaving as of January 1st, 2024. Bobby Kotick not going to be part of this anymore. He oversaw a lot of sexual harassments while his tenure at Blizzard was happening, but also now he's going to be leaving, which I think a lot of people were waiting for, and now it's been confirmed. So it does appear like that is going to happen. People are very excited that Bobby Kotick is finally leaving. He's overseeing the transition, and I'm going to oversee the transition to today's video sponsor, Helix Sleep, because we were on the Cannonball recently. I don't know if you know this, and I brought my Helix Dream Pillow with me so that I could sleep, but also Helix Sleep is the mattress provider that you should check out at the link in the video description, because they will match whatever sleep preference you have. If you and your partner take the Helix Sleep quiz, you can find out what mattress preference actually aligns with your sleep needs. My wife and I took this separately. She's a stomach sleeper, I'm a side sleeper, and we came up with the Dusk Luxe mattress being the perfect match for both of us, and this has been the thing that we have slept on ever since we moved to PA. It was awaiting us in our door when we moved here. I have loved it every day since, and every night I'm away from it, I cry just a little bit, just a few tears.
I know that feeling very well.
Yeah, because you were away from your Helix Sleep mattress for 3 years.
Yeah.
You and Catlin got to experience separate mattresses from Helix Sleep that were very comfortable. You want to talk about your experiences?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I honestly, the moment I went back to South Africa, my first night in my bed back at home, it wasn't the same.
Your bed back at home in your parents' house doesn't hit the same as a Helix Sleep mattress, and it definitely, I can guarantee you, me being on the road in our car does not hit the same as being at home in my Dusk Luxe mattress, which you can check out because Helix Sleep has tremendous amount of options for you. Additionally, they have various financing options that you can check out in order to make it work for you, as well as a 10-year warranty that you can have. And now, additionally, they have the Helix Elite Collection, which is their newest and highest end collection of mattresses, which I'm a little jealous because it's the step up from my Luxe variants. It goes just a little bit further in being a little bit more higher quality than what I have with my Luxe. So you can check those out at the link in the video description. And Helix Sleep wants me to alert you of a few flash sales that they'll be having through the month of October for you to check out that will concern just getting better deals on the Helix Sleep mattress. And you spend a third of your life sleeping, 8 hours out of a 24-hour period. If you're rational and reasonable, which you absolutely should be, you should invest in your sleep, and Helix Sleep is the way to do that. So getting sales on it is great, but also just making sure that you buy the highest quality mattress that you can afford is something that I absolutely strive for anybody I talk to. It is the best way to make sure that you're taking care of your life moving forward, because what else do you do for 8 hours straight besides video gaming? Not a whole lot. So investing in your mattress is a good idea. And you can type in helixsleep.com/UFD Tech to save up to $200 off of your next mattress and get 2 free dream pillows, which, as I mentioned, I slept on during the Cannonball, and I was getting 2 hours of sleep at a time in between charging stops. That saved me. That kept me going, was my dream pillow. So you can check out Helix Sleep at the link in the video description. As I mentioned, helixsleep.com/UFD Tech. Save that $200. Get 2 free pillows with that. You're not going to regret ever doing that. Take their quiz. Make sure that your mattress is lining up for you. And if you want high performance, like you want good sleep, high performance sleep is what I was trying to say. The 14900K is now unofficially on sale over on Newegg.
Oh.
So this allegedly is supposed to be launching tomorrow on the 17th, but several system integrators have accidentally published their 14900K. So CLX has their raw gaming desktop with the 4090 as well as the 14900K. 24 cores, 3.2 gigahertz. No real 6 gigahertz boost clock, not giving away a ton of specs.
Yeah.
And for the people who are gonna spend $7,000 on this PC,
It looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty. It's good numbers, but again, we're still waiting on this to come out tomorrow. But the thing that I really want to talk about is the fact that MSI has a BIOS that's coming out for the 14 series.
Specifically.
So we talk about CPUs being hot and fiery, and people have been a little, joking that Intel is the spicy chip of this era. AMD used to have that title in the past.
For a long time, yeah.
MSI's BIOS allows you to overpass the CPU Celsius limit. Instead of it limiting itself at 100 degrees Celsius, now it's at 115. You get a 15% increase in temperature in order to push this thing to its limits. And MSI has come out and said that this is not just with the new motherboards that they're launching for the 14th gen.
Yeah.
This is actually also applying to the previous Z690 series. Will also be able to support this.
Oh boy.
So you get to run your CPUs as hot as you possibly could want, which just...
115 is kind of spicy.
That is a very spicy number, especially with how many watts you're supposed to be drawing in order to pull the fastest overclock you can get on these bad boys. I'm excited by that.
That's gonna be fun, actually. I can see a lot of stuff going down.
Reece, I'm excited by this, but you know what I'm not excited by?
What?
You're leaving.
I am.
And I forgot to bring that up at the top of the episode. This is Reece's last week with us here in the US.
Feels weird.
At least for the foreseeable future. So this is the start of the goodbye Reece week. And we're not lying this time. This is not I know we cried wolf you. Like we were joking that tomorrow.
My last day tomorrow. Yeah.
No, Friday. Actually, next Monday should be your last episode because you could film it on Sunday.
Yeah.
But we have a week left with Reece, so we're gonna deals into it. I'm gonna pitch you a rugby ball.
I missed. I dropped it.
Oh no! You know who didn't drop it? The Springboks.
Hey yo!
Hey yo! Don't drop the deals now, Reece.
I'll try my best.
Just give them to the people.
Starting off with something we both love, the HS70 Pros from Corsair. You can pick them up for only $79.99, making them $30 off. Hey yo! But then next, not gaming focused headsets, we can get the JBL Live 660 NC wireless noise cancelling headphones for only $99.99, making it $100 off, which 50% off? I'll take it.
I've never tried those JBL's noise cancelling any
comfy.
good. Really? Ooh.
And then we have a Micro Center exclusive with the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which you can pick up in person only for $329.99, making it $120 off.
I actually got mad at Reece.
I was about to say, Brett got mad when he saw this one.
I looked at the UFD Deals website and I was like, $330. I need to buy like 6 of these. And then I saw it was a Micro Center deal and I was like, I'm willing to drive the 3 hours there, but oh man, that like...
It's good if you're
buying... such a good deal!
It's good if you're buying Micro Center.
If you're buying Micro Center, man, 7800X3D has never looked better. That makes it $30 more expensive than the 5600X3D, which was also another Micro Center exclusive.
Oh yeah.
That is a good price!
And then lastly, we have a big boy monitor from Alienware, which is their 35-inch, 165Hz curved quantum dot OLED ultra-wide gaming monitor you can pick up for only $799.99, making it $200 off. I saw a lot of people.
Well, that's a good deal. You said it was 35 inches. You're
34.
You're selling people an extra inch, Reece.
I'm giving them an extra inch.
Are you used to Is that a common Reece tactic? Sell people an extra inch you don't give them? Oh, you gotta like pitch the ball back to me. Rugby. If you can't tell, we're very excited by the Springboks win, but what I was not excited about on the Cannonball was the state of Electrify America. Some of the Chargers were rough, especially Indio, California.
I don't want to hear that name ever again.
I'm sorry. We waited 2.5 hours for one Charger, and then we had to fight a man for it. Not physically, but with words.
He had some spicy things, even though he was in the wrong.
Well, Tesla is trying to fix that. Obviously, we've talked about in previous episodes of Hot News how the NACS charger is being brought out to various different vehicles. But one of the key parts of that is Tesla rolling out their V4 superchargers, which has now started to happen in the US. Pictures coming out of the V4 supercharger in Oregon showing that, yes, they're at least happening, where it has the CCS stock, which is necessary. Even though Ford vehicles and the rest of them are going to have the new port, they need to have the CCS port for them to get the federal tax credits and the subsidies that they want. Additionally, it also has a credit card reader, whereas with Tesla, you just plug in and then it's
part
connected
of the network.
as part of your Tesla network. This allows you, if you're not part of the network, to actually use it and not have the Tesla app on your phone. And this is exactly what people want to see. Additionally, the cables are supposed to be longer, which is good.
Yeah.
Because one of the issues when it comes to Tesla chargers and something like my F-150 Lightning, I'd have to like rope it to the other side and screw over the person who's in the next stall and make it very difficult for them. But the V4 is supposed to alleviate at least most of those problems, no matter where the charging port is on your specific vehicle. This might make the Cannonball for the Cure 2024 a little bit better, but allegedly we're taking the Aptera, so it's not like it would matter. Allegedly, we have talked with them. There is nothing confirmed, but I have hopes in my heart. And that's what a lot of people had when it came to the fluid motion frames on AMD's GPUs, because that's now come out to every DX11 and DX12 game.
Ooh.
It's now supported on all of them in the latest driver from AMD. Their frame generation technology is now available, with them talking about how in this latest preview driver, not official, which we're gonna get into why this is a problem, that you can actually have fluid motion frames as well as HDR turned on at the same time. So you're getting a lot of good technology on your AMD GPU. But AMD really, I don't know how to understate this. I don't know how to overstate this. They've really screwed themselves in the minds of every esports professional everywhere. Because in order for you to turn on Anti-Lag Plus, which is one of the new technologies that they're talking about with FSR3, you actually trigger the anti-cheat software in various esports titles, making it so that AMD is not the preferred title anywhere. So in Counter-Strike specifically, on Friday, they tweeted out the fact that Counter-Strike 2, if you turned on Anti-Lag Plus with AMD GPUs, you were banned. VAC banned. It's over. You can't play this game anymore.
VAC ban on your account? That's bad times for everyone.
So one of the things that should be talked about is the fact that Valve has come out and said that they will undo it. If you were VAC banned because of this, they will change that decision. But part of the way that AMD interfaces with your PC in instigating the driver is that they modify the DLLs, which is a way that people actually use cheat software.
I was about to say, that's probably getting triggered by the...
That's the problem. So it turns out that the way that AMD is actually instigating this lowering of latency is outside of the game, whereas NVIDIA's Reflex is within the game because they've actually worked with game devs. And so AMD is screwing themselves in a royal way. Now, is this AMD's fault? My suggestion is no. This is like, AMD is not necessarily to blame here, but they are going to have to suffer the consequences of the fact that they are VAC banning, and turns out actually causing bans in other games as well. Turns out Call of Duty Warzone, Apex Legends, they're experiencing the same issue because of the way that Anti-Lag Plus hooks into the DLLs, which is the same way that cheats actually typically work. You go into the registry, you modify a few things, and that's exactly what AMD is doing with Anti-Lag Plus, which is to reduce the latency that is caused by things like the fluid motion frames. So what happened was AMD actually removed their driver in order to fix this issue, but they did lasting damage. The amount of comments that I saw on Reddit as well as on Twitter with professionals saying, never again, not touching AMD, this is over. I can't believe that they caused me to not actually be able to play this game, and they got me banned. regardless of the fact that Valve has been gracious enough to undo this ban, AMD's recklessness with how they installed the drivers is what caused this problem in the first place.
I'm just wondering, did they not do internal testing with esports titles, or
maybe they did and it just didn't trigger because it wasn't widespread enough?
maybe?
Because also, we talked about this in a previous episode. I wasn't clear on how VAC banning worked, but it turns out it happens in waves. It's not the instant it happens. So maybe they tested, they rolled it out, and then VAC bans started coming and populating after that.
Yikes.
So AMD just caused itself a massive reputation hit. Now, for members of UFD Tech audience and anybody who's actually on the inside of the enthusiast PC market, does this effectively matter in the long run? No. AMD can correct this. NVIDIA could just as well screw up in the future.
Yeah.
Anybody who's PC enthusiast oriented, this isn't a major problem. But anybody who's passively on the outside, just looking to get the best bang for the buck when it comes to the GPU that can deliver the most performance, AMD shot themselves in the foot by allowing this to happen.
Can you imagine trying to do your research on what graphics card to get, and you get a thread that's just like, AMD caused me to get banned from my games?
It's honestly bad for the basic consumer.
Yeah.
So, like, there's two sides to this. Does this matter to me, Brett, UFD Tech host? No, right? Like, friggin' how much am I gonna play CS2? I can wait to get unvac banned. But for the general consumer who looked at AMD, saw that it was $100 cheaper than the comparative NVIDIA card, they will never again trust Team Red. This is major damage in the PR department that I don't know how they overcome.
Honestly, this feels like such a weird situation because I wouldn't even know how to approach it. Where do you go from here?
Reece, let's assume you're Lisa Sue.
Okay.
You have become her. How do you deal with this?
Say nothing.
Oh, just let it wash over like a wave.
AMD is not the best at like coming out with statements on these things.
That is also true. And they only have like 4 to 6% GPU market share. It's not like they're the biggest company in the world, but this is just, it's a frustrating moment in the history of people who are rooting for Team Red. And you also have to wonder, could a screw up like this happen with Intel, with their GPUs?
It could very well happen.
It's frustrating. We don't like to see it. I wish AMD the best in recovering from this, but they also kind of lost their chief communications officers recently for all this kind of things. So
yeah,
we'll see how they shake their way out of this one. But you know what we're going to shake into?
Comment response.
You ready for this? So Captain Jonathan saying, if Snapdragon can pull an M1, M2, talking about Snapdragon coming out with CPUs for Windows, I'm all for it.
Same.
I agree.
I've been super impressed with what Apple has done with the M1 side of things, so...
It just requires Microsoft actually releasing a Windows that is good for anything besides x86, and even Windows for x86 is a little frustrating.
At times, yeah.
Oh, Sonic Craft saying, I swear I left for like 2 weeks and came back to Bald Brett and someone played a prank on Reece while he was sleeping.
Yeah, if you stepped out for like just a quick second, it would have been quite jarring.
There were so many comments on Friday about like, what happened to you guys? And it was like, we explained it very quickly. We talked about the cannonball like so swiftly.
Leading up to it, yeah.
And then some people were like, where did you promote the cannonball? I never heard about it. It was like, so you tuned out for 2 whole weeks on Hot News, which is fine. You're allowed to do that. But like, we didn't promote it any differently than we did in the previous years. Tomas saying, the circle is complete. All 3 GPU companies now have released a 580 model.
I didn't even think about that.
The Arcade 580, look at that.
It exists.
It happens. Volcano Penguin saying, there's truly no other charity stream like the UFD Cannonball for the Cure, and I'm happy to have watched all 3 so far. It is going to be sad sending Reece off next week. Already got sad moths in my stomach thinking.
You might want to have
it.
that checked out.
You might want to go to the doctor, my friend. But also, I don't like to deal with the fact that you're going to be leaving.
No, I've been trying to like, just
a week. You have a week left.
I got the blinders on, and I'm just trying to deal with that because that makes me sad if I think about it.
Don't forget, we have Reece's send-off stream happening this Wednesday. October 18th. It's going to be a good time. But there are a couple of charity streams like the UFD Cannonball for the Cure. Number one, Sea Dogs.
Cycle Across Japan.
That is an
IDF.
And then also where I steal all of my ideas from, the Project for Awesome from the Vlogbrothers that they have every February, March or so. That's going to be coming up. We do take inspiration from a couple of charity events that are out there. And I encourage you to support those after you support us.
They're cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I want to bring up these next few comments from Make 750 per day now because they left a couple that didn't get flagged by YouTube's like bot response saying your content is top notch, with that being struck through saying success is about constant improvement. And I was like,
thank you, business bot.
So I saw this and I was like, that's a good comment, until I read 2 comments down and I was like, oh, this is the bot. Saying this video is a hidden treasure, already inspired, valued the journey, it molds you into something extraordinary.
I'm so inspired.
Oh, I thought the first comment was kind of good. Like, oh, UFD tech and hot news, like you think you're at the top, but you could always be improving.
It's a constant cycle.
Yeah, and that was like, that's an ethos that I subscribe to. I'm like, heck yes, we could always be better. And then turns out it's a bot that's encouraging me. Darn it. Neowolf saying, petition to name UFD Deals to Reese's Pieces.
Denied.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Also, I also deny anybody who says Reese's Pieces as Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. Same.
Boo on you. Boo on you as a person. And then lastly, we got Chris Lanification saying, dude, those chops are sick.
What chops?
Oh, so sorry. You just got that bare chin.
I had to look somewhat presentable for my passport photo when I'm
leaving the country.
Leaving.
Reece is actually leaving. You only have a week left with him. Make sure to celebrate it down below in those comments. Make sure to let us know what you think of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision, King Blizzard, all of that.
King Blizzard.
Blizzard King, whatever I'm supposed to be saying. We're gonna go celebrate the Springboks destroying France.
Boom.
Hot news has been news to you. I'm not gonna be this happy in any further episodes. No. I'm gonna be weeping so sadly that you're gonna have to dry your tears with my tears and your tears with the biggest towel you've ever conceived of. Why are you laughing at my sadness?
If I don't laugh, I cry.
Don't weep me.
I'm leaving.